air legal Kurdoz.
لەگەڵ تانین لەگەڵ میوانێکی زۆر بەڕێز ئەمڕۆ لێرە کە لە ستودیۆ لەگەڵمانە کەمێک ئەمڕۆ گفتوگۆی لەگەڵ ئەکەین دوو کەسی خۆشەویست لە کنسولخانەی گشتی هۆڵندا لە هەرێمی کوردستان و ئەبێ بیکەم بە ئینگلیزی طبعاً کەمێکی تر کە قسەیان لەگەڵاکەم جەماعەت. I'm gonna welcome both of you, Adriaan IJsselstein, the Consul General of the Netherlands in the Kurdistan region, and Siska de Veld, the political officer. Hartelijk welkom. Dat ik dat wel even Nederlands doen. Welcome to the station. Thanks for coming on air. I have a few questions here and I'd love to quickly discuss it with you guys.
Yeah, thank you so much, Bianibash, Rassan. Thank you for having us here at Play Radio.
Bianibash, Adrian, zor bakher beit. Bo Kurdistan bo Play Radio. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, your background before taking up this post in the Kurdistan region?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been Consul General here in the Kurdistan region of Iraq for 6 months now. So arrived in January. I'm here together with my family. And my background is that I come from the Dutch Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So I've been working in diplomacy, in promoting the Netherlands and relations between the Netherlands and other countries for most of my career.
That's really cool. And you're very young, Adrian. Shall we take the curtain off there?
No. To be honest, my age is a very well kept secret, and I'd like to keep it that way. But
all right, I think you should be very proud. Of course, I'm proud to have you here today. What does your role as Consul General here in Erbil involve on a day-to-day basis?
Well, you know, as a consulate, we obviously work on the relation between the Kurdistan region of Iraq and the Netherlands. We're here to help Dutch citizens. We're here to help Dutch companies. And I really enjoy doing that, and there's quite some work because there's a lot of Dutch people here, Kurdish people that lived in the Netherlands that came back, that became successful in local government, that became successful in businesses or in radio, you could tell. But so my job is to help Dutch citizens. My job is also to help Dutch companies that want to invest. A big challenge there, and big part of our work is that we tell these companies like what it's like here, what it's like to do business, what are the challenges, but also what are the opportunities. We've learned there's a lot of opportunities, so I'm glad to do it.
Well, I'm glad you guys are here. That's all very important stuff, and I'm sure that we need all of that here in the country. Moving forward, it's an exciting time to be operational here in Kurdistan as a radio station. I'll tell you a little bit about my own Dutch background later. But first, I want to ask you about the Netherlands-Kurdistan relationship. How would you describe it, and what are some of the key areas that the Dutch government is cooperating with the KRG?
Well, first I've described them as very positive. So we've been working together for quite a while. Maybe to start with, in the 1990s, it was Dutch soldiers that were here to protect the Kurds during that time. So we've been military active here. We've been fighting ISIS together. But also and maybe that's the fundament of the relation. As I said, there's a lot of Dutch people living here. So Kurdish people with a Dutch passport. They are, so to say, the cement between our relations. So that's very positive. And at the same time, and that's what I encounter all the time, is that people here, they associate Holland or the Netherlands with good quality. So if we want to do business, it's actually quite easy for us to promote Dutch companies, to promote them. Obviously in agriculture, we have a big cooperation. Maybe a small side step in potato. We've been working together for over a decade now. It's a big success story. So increasing the production, it's very useful for Dutch companies, but it's also very useful for companies here, but also for the people, because it creates thousands of jobs. It creates food security. So we see a lot of areas where there's very successful cooperation. So all in all, I'd say very positive.
You were just letting me know in our common room that you've seen a lot of Dutch potatoes here in the market, and you found out that they're actually grown in Dutch tradition and using Dutch technology as well.
Absolutely.
That's really nice to have. The Netherlands has supported a lot of agricultural and vocational training in Kurdistan. What kind of impact have you seen from the programs so far? And also youth entrepreneurship is a very big focus, I believe, for the Dutch government here in the region. Can you tell us a little bit also about projects like Orange Corner and Orange Knowledge?
Yep, absolutely. So when it comes to vocational training, obviously it's not only about selling potatoes, which we want to help, we want to cooperate in increasing production, increasing, having better harvest, having a better product and making more profit here. So we've done a lot of vocational training when it comes to agriculture. And we also have some programs specifically focusing on youth. So Orange Corner is a very good example where we every year we have a cohort or a group of young people who have a good business idea, and we help them through Orange Corners to further work on this business idea, because having an idea itself is not good enough. You have to be able to build a company, and we provide training in doing that. And we also have other projects, for example, Co-Create My City, where we encourage local youth to find out about local problems, to discuss that and to come up with their own solutions. And I think that is very important, because as we see it, there's a lot of opportunities here. We help the youth a little bit, we think that could be very successful. And in Orange Corners we have seen some very successful outcomes where young people were able to build a business with the help of the Netherlands, to attract investors and to build here a very bright future for themselves.
That's amazing. Are there any ongoing or upcoming projects, specifically partnerships or in trade, energy, sustainability, that we should be watching for in the near future?
Well, Orange Corners is an ongoing project. So if you're interested, then please check out our website, check out our implementing partner for Orange Corners. So that's an ongoing thing where we keep looking for good proposals. At the same time, I think we always have ongoing projects. For example, now we're focusing on the vegetable value chain. So we know the Kurdistan region of Iraq, they're producing top quality vegetables. But there's a problem when it comes to the harvest, to the transportation, to the storage. So what we see is the product itself is top quality, but it's very hard to sell it for the right price,
right, yeah.
Both here and abroad. So we work on that, we work on many things, and we will continue to do that.
The Dutch consulate also serves, as you mentioned before, many Dutch nationals and expats here. What kind of services do you provide for the Dutch Kurdish community in the region?
Well, consular services is basically maybe the most essential part of our work as Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So we help people whenever they get into trouble. We help them if they need new documents. For example, people, if their passports expires, we are able to help them. But also, unfortunately, if people end up and they get in trouble. So, for example, if somebody ends up in jail, a Dutch person, then here as a Dutch government, we're here to keep track of that and to provide consulars.
So if I as a Dutch Kurdish citizen end up in trouble in this country and I get locked up, can I count on you guys to investigate?
No, we're not.
Or,
no.
or get involved, or how is your involvement?
Our consular service is basically that we check on people if everything's going okay.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
But the bottom line is, people, whether they are Dutch or whatever nationality they have, they are here.
Yeah.
So the local rules, the local regulations apply, and the local judge is in charge. We do not get involved in that at all.
Right.
But our role is to check whether people are treated fairly.
Well, no worries. I'll make sure to stay out of trouble.
Okay. But if you do, we'll visit you.
Thanks. So you've been involved in training and support for the Peshmerga, as you mentioned before, and I think that's a very, very, amazing achievement. We are, of course, as a country, very proud of our forces and what we've done in terms of helping the world with the whole ISIS situation, although this is a little political. Could you share an update on the cooperation, or is that still ongoing? Are you guys still providing training?
We are still here. We are providing mostly advice on the Peshmerga reform, into making sure that it becomes one unified force within the security forces of Iraq.
Okay.
It's quite important, but it's more focused now on advice on the strategic level. So, but we continue to do that, and to be honest, it is very important that this reform takes place.
Yeah, well, thank you for that on behalf of myself and the people. A more fun question for you. What's been the impression of life in Kurdistan for you guys both so far? What are some of the most significant Kurdish things you've picked up in terms of the language, food, tradition? What are the funniest experiences? I see you smiling already.
Yeah, well, the first thing that comes to my mind is the hospitality, and it really is amazing. And the friendliness of the people combined with the beautiful nature. It really is amazing. Amazing. I really enjoy being here, experiencing the food, the culture, the beautiful mountains. I really love the mountains. Although maybe not this time of the year, but especially in winter and in spring, it's really nice. One big challenge there is the food. The food is great. The hospitality is great, but that ends up in eating too much here.
All right, yeah.
So
that's too inviting, right?
Bit of a challenge there, yeah.
Yeah. Is that the same for you, Siska?
Yeah. The food is just too tasty, so we keep on eating, which is indeed an issue.
Well, I'm glad that's a positive problem there. Can I test some of your knowledge in the last 6 months being active in this region? We have some famous Kurdish words. I just wonder if you're familiar with any of it. What's halparke?
Oh, I think I'm quickly going to lose here, and you're touching upon a sensitive point that indeed I should study the language better. But let me also say that a lot of people are quite fluent in English.
Let me add, Adrian, that you've been here for a very short time. I should be asking these questions for someone who's served for 5 years at least, and then it's more like, hey, you've only been here for what, 6 months? You said 5 months.
6 months. Yeah.
6 months. Okay, so I don't expect that you know these things already. But halparke is our traditional dance.
Yeah. Okay.
What's kebab? You know kebab. Kebab is kebab. Okay.
Kebab is kebab.
Okay. So what have you picked up so far?
Well, the usual. Bayani bash, Ebra bash,
Bayani bash.
Begherben, Khosh halm amrolera.
Oh, nice.
Khosh halm amrolera.
Nice. Okay. I was going for like the hard stuff, I guess. Here. Kurdiye ki bash zani, Adrian. It's very, very good. Probably it's going to be as good as my Dutch in a couple of years. Okay, if you have any message for our listeners about the Netherlands' vision for the relationship with Kurdistan, what would it be? As our final question.
Well, I think that's very positive. But I think what is important to mention is that from the Netherlands we see a lot of perspective. So my job here is to convince companies to come here and to invest. At the same time, my message to the young listeners also would be also invest in the Kurdistan region of Iraq. And to be honest, it hurts me when I see the news last week that young people, that they undertake a very dangerous journey, that they get into trouble, in this case in Libya, but doing a very difficult journey, taking big risks to come in an illegal way to Europe. And it really hurts, because I really, what I try to tell Dutch companies, what I try to tell Dutch people is the opportunities are really great. And as I said, with Orange Foreigners and different programs, we really try to encourage the youth to make a big success out of this. And that would be my encouragement. Don't end up in Europe being exploited there and ending up in illegal. Work on a bright future here.
Yeah, I can absolutely attest and agree with that. Before we wrap up, I just wanted to actually share something which will serve as another point to your statement and argument there, that I actually grew up in the Netherlands, and as a Kurdish refugee, and I carry a lot of the experience with me every day, especially with what we do here at the station. I'm of course very much inspired by growing up in the Netherlands and watching Dutch TV and listening to Dutch radio. The warmth, openness, and the signature sense of humor that we have in Holland, especially in TV and radio, is something that has left a real mark on me. It's part of why I choose to work in media and why I chose as a Dutch remigrant to start the station here back home. And it's of course very inspiring. It's also nice to know that you guys are here and that you're working on ways of making the same things happen for a better future in this region. I want to thank you for what you represent, and also thank you personally for joining the program today. This has been an honor for me. It would have been a childhood dream if I knew while I was learning Dutch in Nederland, toen ik 10 jaar was, toen ik daar naartoe migreerde, zeg maar, dat ik ooit terug in mijn eigen land, op mijn eigen station, jullie zouden interviewen. Zou ik het top hebben gevonden. Hartelijk bedankt again. Thanks for coming. And it was nice to have you guys on air, Adrian and Siska. We're going to switch back to music. واسطان لي هنينو جماعة بوازلة إنجليزية وهولندية هنينو لقل ما نبون أمرو دومي أني زور خوشيست كونسولي قشتي هولندا سيسكا خان أمرو لا بلاي راديو بمزوانا كونتاكتك شي بلاو كينو سباس بوجه خوار لقل